Hopefully this documents. Let's see how this works. Bit of a mini chase. Hopefully I didn't do that in error. But let's see how we do. That might be getting my arse kicked here with all this wicking. Have 11 tick stop here. Below this wick. See how they behave. Ah, come on. And I am beat up. Ah. Well, if that's the case, then it looks like I should not have been looking for a long, potentially. Very clear. My original entry down here, which is what I originally wanted, right here, it came back down into to come take out that high up there. Okay, so 16,630 on that one. Very clear shift. Are we gonna come back down into this? Let's see. So my original desire for an entry was here. I chased it, which is stupid. Don't chase. It came back down, took this, and now I'm looking to buy still. Why is it all constantly wanting to give me multiple of all of this stuff here? Let's see. Gonna miss it again, probably. Maybe I adjust it to here to get back up. Want that to stay open. So that looks like on the 1 minute. Went down to my original entry price. Shook me out real quick after I got in there, didn't it, though? They took out the London buy side right here. So we have a shift here. See if we can get something here with a stop loss just below it here. Sigh. It's going to run away from me again, isn't it? Or maybe I just wait for the fair value gap to form here and then go up. Let's see. From the SMT, NQ has been leading the way, taking out its relative equal highs. These guys haven't. We do have a shift here. Nothing there. I don't know. Let's see. So for 30 seconds, we're back at the buy side here. Gap here. We're inside of this 1 hour fair value gap. We got to about 3/4 of it. Still think it's going up, so see what's up. And my other entry, I definitely trailed after that bad plan. Let's get this in 5 minutes. This is all looking BS right now. It's like it doesn't know what to do with itself. What did I lose on that one? Last one? 150. Okay. There's a lot of wicks going on in here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe I wait for a fair value gap that's past all of this BS. Let's do that. Let's do that and track it. My general expectation is we're still going sideways. They shook me out. Should have left my order here. Would have been fine. my general expectation for them to take this out and fill in the rest of this. So let's see if we get a fair value gap that comes up. Maybe I get to do something like this when it rises up. Let's see. I mean, you literally watched me just get shook out quick, so fast. Trying to catch the silver bullet. But I shouldn't have been. I thought they were going to continue on up, but let's see. This order block right here, so it looks like it might become a propulsion block. Entry there. Let's see if we make a fair value gap in this space here. Looks like it's going to be a propulsion block. Yep. Damn it. Come on. So I'm in preparation. I'm going to create a limit order here. I don't know why it keeps wanting to have like multiples. I'm going to set a buy limit there and try and reach for 40 ticks there. And my stop needs to be below this guy, below the fair value gap, so I'm going to put it below the propulsion. Give it a little bit more room. And see if it gives me... Actually, let's put a little more room there. Okay, and... Alright, that should be good. So here... Okay, let's see what we got here. 5 minutes, a lot of wicking, taking these highs out. I personally really believe it's going to continue rolling up. Let's watch it. Need to get out of here. Turn this into IO Fed. So 2 standard deviations would be up here, approximately. Need at least 40, so let's see what goes on up there. Come on. Still acting as some kind of resistance. We realized the new week opening gap was down there, so it's messing with me. Let's give it 5 minutes. The relative equal highs up here that NQ is taken. NQ still showing leadership rolling up. They've taken out their equal highs already. So, expecting similar behavior here. We're looking a little weak. Now I'm just taking my hands off it and just watch me break out of here and turn into an IO Fed. Once we get about halfway to my take profit, I will move it into the stop into need to get out of here. If we can't get out of here, then that propulsion didn't look so propulsion-y. What are we around? All right, we're up here. This order box up here, we need to push past. Give me some room to breathe here. Okay. Gap. Watch it this way. And digging into this higher time frame stuff up here. Looking at shows. Okay. It's an opening range gap that they're digging up into slowly. I don't like the behavior though. It's looking pretty sad. Top of this is acting as resistance. So we have to expand with some alacrity to take out this buy side. Mm. Barely been able to get over 8 ticks up in here. Coming up into the midnight opening range gap, the midnight price. It's fair value gap here on the 5-minute. We're definitely going to reach into that opening, that midnight price, even if we're going to fight it. Don't mind if it turns around and turns it into something here. It's going to fight me for every little bit. Bearish order block right here. So for our 10 o'clock, this fair value gap is forming here on the 5-minute. It's not looking very good for me, y'all. 5 minutes. We need some proper expansion. So, I keep forgetting to remember my lessons where I don't move my initial analysis to chase price. Just don't. Just don't move it. All right. Faltering on those ticks. What I will do, since they've already taken out stuff here, I'm going to reduce my potential loss here. 8 ticks. On the 5-minute, we have this fair value gap right here. I'm expecting it to act as support. Don't actually want to see them come back into it at all. Let's change the color on this thing. Green for some mun-muns. So, looking very... This fair value gap is holding price. It's not looking the best for me here, y'all. Low, lower, low, shifted through. We do have a breaker right here. So let's see how we behave in this fair value gap. This might have been like the entry that would save us. So again, like to not get past the midpoint of this fair value gap. It's like the only fair value gap that formed on the 5 minutes. Well, not quite. Came back down, so it's here, actually, where my entry is. I definitely have a problem when it comes to entries, like a really unfortunate problem. As we can see with my 150 beat up there. Switch this on the 5 minute. So, things that will save me, I think. Bullish order block right there. This fair value gap. I expect it to expand up. I'm still bullish, even if it's being prickly. But there's some news things that was supposed to come out at 10 o'clock that I ignored and forgot about. Yeah, I did. But I can't imagine they'll fail to at least hit the midnight opening price. Okay, now we've seen a little expansion. Not much, but a little bit. Drop this here to here. Man, those 8 ticks are rough, man. We can't get up to 20? Hmm. Breaker here. This behavior here isn't very encouraging. I did color out the lines a little bit. Took out this wick. Yeah. Yeah, distortion in here. This thing's acting as very good resistance. Just waiting. Can we turn this into support and go? So this looks like on a 5-minute. All this gross wicking. See what these guys are doing. NQ's still expanding. Look at that. It's like the 15 minutes. NQ's still the leader, man. Still going. Probably can eke out a little more than I think I can eke out, but let's see. So, right up top in here, there's this high right there, that fair value gap. Digging in. This is just ridiculous. This has been sitting there. Well, order block, fighting in the minutia. We're at the opening price. We drop below it, got an entry below it. We're going to expand up. Gotta fight past this minutia right here. Maybe I can get up to here. Let's see. If I look at this range from this perspective, 0.75. It wouldn't be weird. But with NQ just going, I really do expect it to continue expanding, even if it's being slow about it. See if I can get all of that. We fighting for every little thing. It's not strange for it to pause at midnight. Let's look at the... Yep. Maybe we can get some decent expansion. I expect some potential stoppage around here. Where is 20 ticks in the midst of all of this? I want to mark these out so I'm aware of them as like areas of interest. 40. See the price behaviors around it. I did promise myself as I'm trying to slowly roll up. And that's where I'm trying to go. Okay, so let's see. So we want this to be resistance now. Don't want it to pop in. Need some expansion. Slow grind through the muck past the midnight price. Still waiting on that patience, you know? That first entry. NQ is showing the way. We're expanding nicely on NQ. Stronger of the two. All right. Coming up on 20 ticks. Slowly fighting our way through to this order blocks up here. So a certain amount of patience, right? And let's take a look at NQ over here while we're waiting for that. How do I click it? Okay. Let's look at the 1 hour on NQ. So NQ is like, we going. All right, so let's look at the daily on NQ really quickly. You're reaching for that high. What about the weekly? Okay, monthly. All right. So NQ is reaching up to that high there. Down to 15 minutes. It's beautiful. NQ is the REIT leader, so let's go. We Six Sister in the heck out of this, right? So let's go to the 1 hour. All right, so that the general equal high is here, but then the real high is up here, and the general goal is up here. So we'll see how the behavior on the 40 tick continuation behavior. We're just molassesing it up right now, just so slow. Getting to 20 ticks is rough. We fighting through all this minutia right here. Let's get on 1 minute. Midnight opening price. Could take my 150 and clear up my miss from this morning, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to take 40 ticks or more, 20 tick minimum. That's what we're here for. So let's see, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not strange for them to hang out at the midnight opening price. It's just the breaker that they hung out inside of for aiming. 2's here, 40's up here. 2.5. Honestly, once they get to the end of this opening range gap, all bets could be off, really. So low, lower, low, traded through. This order block where my entry was. My entry should have been down here, but I was lazy. I wouldn't call it lazy, just so they have FOMC that could make their way up here. It's meeting minutes later. We had 10 o'clock news that I forgot about. I didn't think it was all that important, honestly. Right, so I needed to bust up and make some noise. Slow grind here, slow grind. Technically, if I'd taken the entry that I originally set out for, which is this one, we'd definitely be within over 20 ticks. I'm just being stupid and running off. That's why I lost it the second time doing that foolishness. So right now, they reached up to 33 ticks, and now they're thinking about it from the original entry. And so my original 20 ticks would have been here. Now I got to work within the confines. Green candle's holding it up, though. I'm gonna skip the time distortion bit. So that's where 26 should have been if I'd left my original entry where it was instead of moving it around like a weirdo. Is there a volume imbalance right here? Only 5 minutes. My preference would be for them to not bother to come all the way back down here. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well, order block right here, still at midnight. Fair value gap right here, imbalance. Just gotta be patient. I want this to behave as resistance now, so we can get some actual movement up. Good. Don't like the look of that. See how that volume imbalance, expecting it to hold it up. Looking for resistance on this fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap is what I'm hoping for. So I'd like it to expand from here upward. I mean, it came down to an expected area. Not gonna lie, it looked kind of scary on the way down, though. And Q's taking a little pausey, too. Dow isn't... I'm just waiting on ES to come to the party. If we take out more than half of this fair value gap here, then I'm wrong and it's going down. I'm gonna contend with this wick right here, see how we do around halfway. Wow, that is not pretty. All right, let's see how we behave at this halfway point. It can wick. Mm. Close below it. And I'm out. So 250 loss in the morning. Sigh. My original stop was down here, but I didn't expect it to come back down in here, so I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. And the short was the better play. It was fighting too much on up here. So I expected them to use this as a inversion fair value gap. They didn't. Should not have moved my original stop from where it was, if I'm being honest with you. But I can't take any more trades this morning, so oops. Let's look at it retreating back up. You know what's funny? I was just moving it back down to my original area from my original stop too, you know. uh so all right, so what did we learn this morning? So we learned that don't move your stuff, read the room, and well, you watched me take 2 lovely stop outs this morning, so it is what it is. I'm gonna end it for now, continue tape reading, no more entries. My still think it's going up 250, and look at it turning around now. So I moved my stop too soon. One, let's look at it on the 1 minute. So I moved my stop too soon because it was originally, sorry, it should have been below here. Moved it too soon. And now I do believe they're going to run away now. If I were to try again. Look at it. Yeah. So I was about to move my stop and they tagged me out. The moral of the story is no touchy. So we've got, the other thing is like, if we wanted a short entry, they went up just a little bit above the midnight opening price and then dropped. Fair value gap. Given all the drama right now, it should be this. and write it back down to that about there. Since my long was most definitely offside and I got stopped out. So on the 5 minute, it just came back down to this place. I'm still bullish. And look where it ended it just shook me out because I moved my stop too soon. We're still halfway up this thing. Institutional order flow. So it's still feeling bullish to me. Sigh. Still feeling very bullish to me. Two and one. Am I being stubborn? I'm probably just being stubborn, right? I'm just being stubborn. Because otherwise, this should have just dropped, right? Look at where it stopped. Still in the halfway point. The wick did the damage, roll back up, gave us another opportunity for an entry for the long. And now it's going to go. That's what I'm seeing. So if I were to try another entry, I'm not though, because I've already made my 2 losses for the morning. I take 1 entry in the afternoon after FOMC at 2:30. Look at the behavior at this fair value gap here. It's turning into IO Fed. I stop on here. And then go back up. So now I'm gonna have to watch my trade entry setup work the way it's supposed to, because I moved my stop too soon. And I again should have only taken the 1 entry, because for my orders at 10, that was canceled 10:11. My order was set at 448325. Right here, 4483. That's 448250. Just do this for a second here. So let's look at my orders. So for today, stop loss. It's at a limit order that was canceled at 448325 with a stop loss at 4481. So my original entry was here, 25 with a stop loss 4481 right there. I would still be in this with the first thing I did. But what did I do afterwards? I moved my order to a higher place and then promptly got stopped out for 150 and then moved my stop again when it came back down to where I was and get stopped out because I moved my stop too soon. So moral of the story, don't, and I said at the beginning that I'm not gonna move my stop, right? But I did. I moved my stop. So there goes what I was thinking. Right there, 45 ticks from this area all the way back up to here. We'll take this off because that was just my estimates from before, right? And so I'm here having lost 250 and only keeping the 25 of my gain from Friday. And now it's going to expand and do exactly what I expected it to do with ease. Secondary attempt for an entry down here, and now we're expanding back up. If I'm wrong, then we're dropping, but this just looks like order accumulation for me and continue up. So I'm pretty sure we're going to go up and I'm going to miss the move because I've already taken 2 losses this morning and that's too much. my general expectation was for them to come and tap this at minimum, right? Take out these equal highs. The NASDAQ, it was expanding quite nicely. Order block, propulsion block. Let's see if we get a proper propulsion up. At midnight opening price. So I don't like these trades where they're sitting around. I was talking about covering at 150. I should have taken the cover, right? To, free myself of this loss. And then, waited for them to come back down. Because look, honestly, it's just a matter of time and practice and patience. That's all it is. All right, so and there goes the expansion I was expecting and missing. All right, let's just hang out and see how it plays out. It's my original, like I said, 41, 43. Minimum is that 44 with a stop at 41.81. Stop below the order block. I'm mildly disappointed with myself, but it's okay. It's not like it's that bad. Pretty much where I was, almost where I was before. $25 above it, so it's whatever. But it's really kind of not interesting at all to see myself miss out on this good entry. So look at it. Look at it go now. And I was toying with moving my stop back to its original position for safety purposes. I really was. So since 10 o'clock started, this guy, there we go. I'm genuinely disappointed. I'm genuinely disappointed in myself for not sticking with my original entry and just letting the order sit there. And then I think for me, I needed to see, in order for me to have switched the order, I needed to have see it run away pretty significantly from that area to consider a new location, right? And now knowing where I know it's gonna go, where's my second entry? So my stop was at 44.86, where it should have been at 44.81 from that entry. This dropped down to 44. What's the low? 44.84.25. 44.84.25. Yeah, my stop was at 44.86 or something like that. Yeah. It's just slow and choppy, the morning session. So at minimum, I expect them to take this out and then give us a little something. In any case, 50 minutes of watching me not follow my process and not do what I said I was going to do. And so these are the things that are these are the reasons that I'm forcing myself to continue doing this, because I'm constantly messing around with what should be good entries and not trusting them. Oh, look at that. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. It's not as strange. Midnight opening price right there. Let's look at this on 15. Yeah, just barely blip. But at very minimum, I would have had 20 something ticks on this from that original entry. And then needing to see it really expand up. So, not weird. My entries are, I'm too impatient still. So I need to work on my entries and be better at them, you know? It's after 11 o'clock, so now we're just waiting for this to continue. These down close candles feel like order accumulation to me, so let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to 5 minute. Looks like that's gonna end up being some sort of indecisive candle right there. Sitting around. The Dixie is doing what exactly? This is the daily. It's a green candle on the Dixie. Red candle on the Treasury bonds. So maybe I should have just been looking for 250 and call it a day. This is about halfway to where I wanted to go, but I wanted to break through this with some gusto. Making relative equal highs there on the 1 minute. So we're about what? The halfway point between this opening range gap? Another thing to continue to consider, are we? Nah, we're well past halfway. We going up. Midnight. Let's see. Could we have gotten a little tiny thing there? About here? Not worth it to me. That's the general expectation of expecting it up. TP right here. Let's see. Let's see how this 5 minute candle closes. 5 seconds. I should watch it on the 5 minute, right? It closed at the midnight opening price. Still feeling bullish to me. We have a shift here. There's a fair value gap here. Not weird for it to tap back down and go. It's been fighting me on this whole time. Not the best at figuring out entries from locations like this. It's like that buy side already been taken comfortably. Now we're having a nice comfortable expansion. So this is coming very irritating. Like I know where I want it to go, but my entries, man, I keep messing up my entries. So again, I'd still be in the 20 tick range, still waiting. Look at that, flat. Come on, let's expand up. Expand up. So while we're doing that, let me do my analysis here. So this is where I wanted the entry with a stop below there. been free and clear for quite a while going that way. Right there. Let me put this in my, I go over here and put this in my journal and explain what I did to myself, because I did it to myself. Can't get to consistency without following the plan, right? And I definitely didn't follow the plan properly. All right, so this is 7/5/23 a.m. session. Great sets up. But did not trust my entry. My entry, which caused me to move to chase price. And then second entry was good, but moved stop too soon and got stopped out. Price is currently moving in my favor. Stopped trading and just tape reading. Note to self. Trust initial setup and do not move stop until price has moved more than halfway in my favor. Then we would be in the green. Okay. That's right. So I'm taking my licks like a good girl, but it's somewhat galling, really, to realize that I could have been okay, you know? From here would be more than in halfway, my stop loss would be under here, this order block right here. Oh well. Such is life. Just gonna tape read into the afternoon and then take one trade. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll wait until after the FOMC minutes, meetings, whatever, and then see where we're going from there. Still pretty bullish. From here, my stop would be under here. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're rolling back down to midnight afterwards here. Let's see. I don't like the look of that. How far up did it get? From here, back up to 35 ticks. Still at midnight opening price. Watch it on the 5 minutes. I know what the heck it's doing. 20 ticks would be about here. Save myself from losing more than that. Which would also be below this fair value gap right here. Like I said, it was expected for them to tap into that and maybe go. So I'm expecting expansion from here. So knowing how my stop is, halfway to where I want it to go, so my stop would be like under here. Let's specify that. And there's that lovely expansion upward. Take out these highs. Move my stop to under here. I don't expect it to drop below the midnight opening price again. It's going to continue expanding. Yes, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so this is just distortion. Okay, so if we note this fair value gap right here, and the half right here, and I expect it to expand from here. If I set my 20 tick stop right there, I want to give up more than 20 ticks since it's acting stupid around here. Let's see how it behaves. Might not be 20 ticks, let's put it right below it. This hasn't left this place, it's just been hanging out. Shaking me out. Hmm. Okay. First clear real fair value gap on the 5-minute for a long. Upward. Okay for it to wick into it. That could have been a long entry. There was this one right here where they stayed above it, but the wick did all the damage. It's most irritating, isn't it? I agree. Just mildly disappointed with myself, honestly. After all, my TP is like 1 tick below here. Same thing. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Man, this is like high resistance liquidity run, man. It's like all this pre-news business. Well, it's heartening to know I'm not wrong, just my entries are sucky. I expect that this 5-minute should just expand upwards, just doing the little Judas swing thing down, and then that's what I'm thinking. 40 seconds into that. Mm. Really have been, let's go to 15 minutes. We really have been like hanging out inside of this order block a lot right here. Oh, sorry. This I expect drop continuation up. But all this puttering around should have been a good indication that I should have just cleared out. I'm gonna take a nap and eat a mango after this. I want this to be my life, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I want this to be it's how I like make my money. So gotta fight through all of this minutia. And I kind of knew it was going to be a little rough this morning, but after this run up here, I was hoping we'd just continue, but the markets don't run on hope and a prayer, you know? It's like we might just go into accumulation again from here until the news at, let's see, the meeting minutes for FOMC. This guy's gonna talk at 4. These are some weird times. Tomorrow's gonna be more interesting. 8:15. Non-farm employment change. Unemployment change is at 8:30. It's gonna be a busy morning. 10 a.m. is gonna have two things. Nice. So should be able to get some good runs. So I would have been stopped out right here. Wait, let's zoom in. Oh, not quite. But it's coming. Looks like, anyway. Yeah, so I would have been stopped out there. Yeah, so the behavior is it's so very hard to understand. Like this part was fine, and once we started to get a little roughed, take 20 ticks and been happy. But all right, I'm gonna wait till the afternoon. I'm gonna call it quits for now. So you just watch me attempt to trade the morning session and having very, very bad choice, making very bad choices there on terms of the entry and my stop loss. But hopefully in time that'll get better. Anyway, hope you guys are doing better. I am slowly learning, slowly getting better, but it definitely is a work in progress. So I'm happy I have the rest of this year, months with everyday practice to look forward to with live price action. So happy trails. Hope you're doing well. Shakira out.